Hello, this is a 100% free YouTube Masterclass for companies posting on YouTube. If you are investing money into posting on YouTube, this is the exact strategy that you need. In this free Masterclass, we will cover the 4 types of YouTube videos, the 3 biggest mistakes that companies posting on YouTube are making, a business's YouTube sales funnel and how that works, and the only 2 ways to get views on YouTube. All right, so if you're watching this, you've probably Googled before and seen generic, terrible advice like, you should post a video introducing everyone in your team, and you should go viral, and it's free, and engage with your audience. This advice and all the other advice you see is absolutely terrible, awful. Don't listen to them. Introduce everyone. That would be the most boring video you could post. Go viral. Sure, if it's that easy. It's free. No, it's not. I presume you pay your staff. They have salaries. It costs time and money to make a YouTube video and engage with your audience. Actually, engaging in comments and stuff does practically nothing on YouTube. All that advice, terrible. What I'm going to teach you today works for B2B companies and B2C companies. It is the exact same strategy, and I'm going to show you case studies for both of them. Okay, part 1 is the 4 types of YouTube videos and why you should even post. So I'll go over the first 2 types very quickly because it will make up a very small proportion of what you're posting, so I don't want to spend a long time on it. So you have the product launch videos. So this is adverts, product launches, new product features and updates, stuff like that. Here's an example from Fortnite. Here's an example from Apple. You get the point. We don't have to talk about that. Then we have product tutorials. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Here is Slack explaining what is a channel. And here is HubSpot saying how to organize your customer data in HubSpot. You get the idea here. It's a product tutorial. So we won't talk about these because they're pretty obvious. And these 2 here will make up a pretty minimal percentage of what you're posting, or hopefully it will. So these 2 here will not be getting you customers. And I'll dive later into that. These 2 here, that's how you're going to be getting customers. So what are these 2 tactics here? So video type number 3 is brand awareness. And this is very important to know. So here you can see the brand awareness, and this is by Red Bull. These videos here are just getting people aware of Red Bull. And yes, even if they know what Red Bull is, they're just seeing it again. They're being reminded of Red Bull. That is the goal here. And here's some more examples here from GoPro, 88 million views, 115 million views, 225 million views. I'm just being reminded, hey, GoPro exists. It's pretty cool, right? That is the goal here of these types of videos. Now, a very quick thing I want to mention, thumbnails are not billboards. A lot of companies are treating thumbnails as billboards. They think they need to plaster their logo over each of their thumbnails. The average YouTube user is likely exposed to hundreds, if not thousands of thumbnails per day. This is from ChatGPT. I would actually argue it's in the thousands for the younger demographic. That is not far-fetched in the slightest. And just so you understand, your tiny logo will have no impact on the user whatsoever when they're scrolling through YouTube. This tiny little logo here, when they're scrolling through YouTube, will not impact them whatsoever, especially their purchasing decisions. So if that is part of your current YouTube strategy, we have a lot to go through today. Okay, so what strategy should we then use on YouTube? Well, we want to get views, right? That's our goal now, because we know just having your logo here will have no impact on sales whatsoever. So what is our goal? Our goal then is to get views. How do we do that? Well, there are the 4 types of videos. And we've gone through the product launch / ads. We've gone through the tutorials. We've gone through brand awareness. The last one here is conversion. So this one is important if you're in B2B or B2C. Okay, so let's look at conversion. Here's an example here from Salesforce. Why do so many companies use Salesforce? Explaining the ROI of a CRM. This here is not brand awareness. It's not saying like, oh, hey, remember Salesforce? We exist. This job here is to convert you to using Salesforce. That is the job of this video here. Video sales letter designed to convert people who watch the video into becoming a Salesforce user. That is the goal of a conversion video. So here are some basic rules of a conversion video. They will probably have less views, most likely. It depends on how your funnel is set up, but most likely it will get less views than brand awareness videos. And it will be the bottom of your funnel, most likely as well. And I'll talk about the bottom of funnel stuff later on in detail. All right, so here are just some examples from different companies. This here is Duolingo. So they have their awareness, which is this one here, Spanish or Vanish full song from Duolingo on ice, 10 million views, not bad. And then they have their conversion video, which is how I learned French with Duolingo. So the goals here of these two are very, very different. This video's goal here is to convert you into becoming a user. It's going through a case study of how I learned French by using this product. So that is the goal of this video. This video's goals here is awareness. So if I'm scrolling through my home feed and I see Spanish or Vanish full song, I think that's kind of funny. I might click on this. It's just getting me aware of Duolingo, or if I'm already aware, it is just reminding me of the app. And I might watch this and think, oh, Duolingo, I haven't thought about that for a while. So these two videos here on the same channel, the Duolingo channel, have very different goals. So another example here from Bunnings Warehouse, which is a hardware store in Australia. This one here, Bricklaying 101, how to build a brick wall Bunnings warehouse. Okay, so the goal here is purely awareness. If I'm watching this, how to build a brick wall, I am now going to be aware of Bunnings Warehouse. So these 3.9 million people here, when they watch this video, they'll think, oh, maybe I should go to Bunnings when I go to buy the material that I need to build a brick wall. So that is the goal of this video. And then this one here, tradie reviews, that is purely a conversion video. And as you can see, it has a lot less views. Just another quick example, awareness. This here, you're just becoming aware that Gymshark is a company. And then this one here is purely conversion, a Gymshark try on where they're testing out the actual products. Another quick one, HubSpot, how lead nurturing works, automate. HubSpot is not mentioned anywhere here. And then we have this conversion video. This is why we use HubSpot. So that is the goal of it. Another quick example, just so you really understand this, we have Kit, or it used to be called ConvertKit. This video here, 1.2 million views, get 1% better every single day, James Clear. Purely awareness. This will just make me aware of ConvertKit. So their target audience will probably know who James Clear is and want to watch this video. And then this video here is for conversion. So it's about how to pick the right email marketing platform, and look at that, ConvertKit happens to be the right option. And then there's Canon, but you get the point. And now you're saying, okay, I get your point, but no one is clicking our thumbnails. Why? Well, let's dive into part 2, the 3 biggest mistakes that you're making with your thumbnails for specifically companies posting on YouTube. Okay, mistake number 1 is having brand bars. So this here, as you can see, I watched this entire video by Duolingo, Spanish or Vanish. And what happens on YouTube, if you're not a big YouTube user, what happens is when you've watched a video, or when you're partly watching a video, it will show this red bar after you've watched it. So if you ever see it again on your YouTube home screen, you are going to see this bar underneath. And the problem with this is, if you're a company using a brand bar, I'm just going to call it a brand bar, I don't think it has an official word, but if you're using this because it's part of your brand identity, or you want to bring in your company's color into the actual thumbnail, what's happening here is I get confused thinking I've already seen this video. I haven't seen this video. I actually want to watch this video, but I thought I had watched it, so I actually glossed over it. So that is a big mistake. Here's another 2 examples from Nathan Barry. By the way, Nathan, I'm a big fan if you're watching. Hi. And then here's another example from Sky. I actually thought when I was scrolling, I was like, oh, have I seen this trailer? I hadn't seen this trailer, but I thought I had because of this brand bar. So don't make that mistake. Second mistake here is having logos in your thumbnail. Here are some great thumbnails like we looked at before. This is Red Bull. These thumbnails here are freaking amazing. They are absolutely fantastic. Do you know what would make them bad? If they looked like this. This looks like an advert. And you have to understand that YouTube, when people go on YouTube, they do not want to consume adverts. That's not why we're watching YouTube. People watch YouTube to find great content. So if you stick a logo in your thumbnail, it looks like an advert. And yes, you are investing a lot of money into producing YouTube content. So you think we might as well put our logo here so people know it's us. But people are not clicking because of your logo. So here you can see some examples. Salesforce, they have their logo in all of these. And as a user, you're unlikely to click on this because it feels like I'm going to watch an advert. That is not what YouTube users want to consume. So have no logo. You do not need a logo. And these results here speak for themselves. 8 million views, 3.7, 1.6 by Red Bull. I'm not seeing the Red Bull logo plastered everywhere. I'm just seeing kayaking down the ice wall. That sounds interesting. And they've made these videos, by the way, because that's what their target audience are interested in. I'll talk about that later on. Okay, so do not do this. Here's some more proof with actual numbers, okay? Here, this video here, 9 cuts every video editor should know, filmmaking tips. And then this video, what lens should you use for interviews? 4.2 million views, 5.7 thousand views. And you might be thinking, look, I get your point, but these are different channels, yada yada. No, it's the same channel. This was posted by Shutterstock Tutorials, both of these videos here. It is the exact same channel, but the views here are massively different. By the way, if you're wondering, this 100x icon, that just means that this video here is performing 100 times better than the channel's average. So again, just backing it up with data. This here feels like an advert. I see the Shutterstock logo. What lens should you use for interviews? That's actually a really good idea for a video. But I see the Shutterstock logo and I see Shutterstock in the title here. It just feels like I'm going to watch an advert, and that's not what consumers want. And here's some more examples here from this channel, just so you really understand. Here are the top 4 performing videos on this channel. What do they all have in common? They do not mention Shutterstock in the title. No mention of Shutterstock, no mention of Shutterstock, no mention of Shutterstock, no mention of Shutterstock. That's a bit of a tongue twister. But here, all of them say Shutterstock. It feels like an advert. People do not want to consume adverts, they want to consume content. And you can see the results here are so much better. 4.2 million, 1 million, 792,000, 705,000, here 7,000, 5,000, 6,000, 3,000. The results here are massively different. And that's purely, I think, a big reason because this feels like an advert. I just see Shutterstock everywhere. This doesn't feel like an advert. This feels like authentic content that's going to help me out. So do not include your logo in your thumbnail. It looks like an advert. Here's another example from Google. So yes, even Google are making this mistake in my opinion. So here you can see Talks at Google and all of these. And these views aren't fantastic, especially for a company with this budget and who own the platform. 4.2 thousand views, 8,000 views, blah, blah, blah. Now let's look at these 2 examples here specifically. 11,000 views, 39,000 views. This is an interview here with Ali Abdaal. This is an interview here with Benny Blanco. I wanted to highlight these 2 specifically because here you can see these 2 being interviewed on different channels. Here, honest interview with Ali Abdaal, 700,000 views. Here, interview with Benny Blanco, 400,000 views. It is the same idea. It is an interview with this creator. There is no other difference. This video is fantastic. This video is fantastic. All of these videos are really, really good. This doesn't feel like an advert, but these 2 here feel like adverts. It's like, I feel like I'm going to be advertised by Google, and that's not what I want. I want to consume content. I don't want to consume adverts. And that is how people are using YouTube. So you really have to understand that if you're a company that's going to invest a lot of time and money into creating content. People consume content, not adverts. Okay, mistake number 3, as you can see, is including too much info. So here you can see Dublin Tech Summit. There is just way too much information on these thumbnails here. Like, you can't read any of this. It's too much text. It's too much information. There's 2 different logos here. There's actually a logo, I think, underneath the timestamp as well. There is so much text. I mean, you can't read any of this. I would say that this is actually the biggest mistake that companies are making, and I see this time and time again. A thumbnail is looked at for about 1 second at most, a lot less actually. So with that information in mind, can anyone consume all of this information in 1 second? You would have to be some sort of superhero in order to do that. It is impossible to consume all of this information that quickly. Here's another example from ClickFunnels. I think ClickFunnels is an awesome company. Russell Brunson, I'm a big fan. Hi, if you're watching this. So these 2 recent thumbnails here are making this mistake. There is too much information going on. And remember, you have about 1 second, which is being generous. It's half a second. It's less than half a second. It's barely any time to explain what the video is about. And these 2 here, there's way too much information for someone to actually digest. And I didn't want to just talk about this. I actually wanted to do a deep dive into this one and redesign it so you can see a before and after. So what's wrong with this thumbnail? Again, no hate to ClickFunnels. I'm a big fan and I really like Russell Brunson. But this thumbnail here does need some work. So what's wrong with it? Well, there's too much text. The impact of books on entrepreneurial success, a conversation with business woman and mother Chris Corley. Episode 722, ClickFunnels Radio. That was just in the thumbnail. And then we also have the title, The Impact of Books on Entrepreneurial Success, a conversation with Chris Cooley. So that is way too much to consume in half a second. So that needs to be drastically cut down. Then we have too many colors. We have blue, red, yellow, and white, and black all in this thumbnail. It's too much, and these colors aren't actually on brand either with ClickFunnels. Then we have a low quality photo here. This photo needs to be higher res. Then we have the episode number, episode 722. Episode numbers on YouTube do not matter. People are not sitting on YouTube and thinking, oh, this is 722. I really enjoyed 721. I think I might enjoy 722. That's not how people think. They are just going to click on the video if they like the concept of the video. They are not going to look at the episode number and think, oh, I guess it's time for me to watch episode 722. That's not how people consume YouTube. So this information here is a true waste of space. Then we have the logo. We don't need the logo on here like I've talked about. This is not a branding exercise. Your goal is not to show people your logo. Your goal is to get people to click and watch the video. Then, kind of like I've been hinting, it's way too messy. There is way too much going on. The detail here in the background with the lines and the circles here, it's too much. It's confusing for the eye. It's not easy to digest. Like I've been talking about, it's confusing, and the title doesn't match the thumbnail. This is a really big mistake here as well. As you can see here, a conversation with businesswoman and mother Chris. And here we're saying the impact of books on entrepreneur success. These two aren't actually matching each other. So as a user, if I see this and I spend more than half a second actually reading it, which most people won't, but let's give the benefit of the doubt and let's say someone actually stops and reads this. A conversation with businesswoman and mother. The video is about how she used books as a lead generation tool to make millions. It's not about being a mum. So this information here is kind of throwing someone off. It's not matching what we want. If we think about this as a storefront instead, and it says batteries as the storefront, and you think, oh cool, they sell batteries, and then you walk in and there's pet toys or whatever, you would be like, hey, that's not what I thought it would be. And that's going to have a massive impact on average view duration, which I'll get to later in this video. So there's quite a few mistakes here. Now, what I did was redesign it. As you can see, it is very, very simple. How her book made millions in leads. That's what the video is about. So it's very, very clear. And you can read this in half a second. You cannot read and digest this in half a second. We've gotten rid of the logo because the logo doesn't matter. We've gotten rid of the episode number because the episode number does not matter in the slightest. And we've rebranded this to have the ClickFunnels branding. So this blue, and this orange here is from ClickFunnels. So without using their logo in the thumbnail, we're still incorporating their brand elements. We're still getting their brand colors in here. But it's just not like clearly, hey, this is ClickFunnels. It's an ad by ClickFunnels. Watch ClickFunnels, buy ClickFunnels. It doesn't feel like that whilst still getting the ClickFunnels branding across. So fixing these changes will have a massive impact on CTR. What is CTR? CTR stands for click-through rate. This is one of the most important metrics on YouTube that you have to think about. It is practically what this entire channel is about. It is so important. And the click-through rate, just so you understand, is what percentage of people who see the thumbnail actually click the thumbnail. So if your goal is for people to watch a video so they end up becoming a fan of your brand, or so they actually convert right then and there when they're watching, so the brand awareness that I was talking about, or the conversion that I was talking about, if that's the goal, they're only going to get to that stage if they actually click on the thumbnail. So you need a good thumbnail, otherwise people won't actually buy. That's why it's such an important thing to think about. And that's why my entire channel is about thumbnail design. All right, so part 3, the YouTuber funnel for companies specifically. All right, let's dive into it. So we've talked about the 4 types of videos. We have product launches / adverts. We have product tutorials. These two here, they're not going to get you views. The brand awareness stuff and the conversion stuff, that can actually get you views. Specifically the brand awareness stuff. That will be the big thing to get you views. So this here is the funnel. And the funnel looks a bit weird, but this is how it works for companies specifically on YouTube. So there's actually 2 funnels. So here we have the awareness content. The awareness content then gets people to click onto the conversion content. They then buy and become a customer. After that, they are interested in watching the product launch videos. And after that, they are interested in watching the tutorial videos. This is my YouTube funnel for companies. This is mine, by the way. So Please don't steal it. But this is how the YouTube funnel works for companies. So these funnels here are actually divided into two. This side here, the awareness content and the conversion content, is used for customer acquisition. It is to get new customers. This side here, this content, the product launch and the tutorials, that is mainly for existing customers. And you might be saying, yeah, but my product launches is to get new customers. It's probably not. The people who watch your product launch videos are probably already existing customers. That's why they're like, you know what, I'll watch the new product launch because I'm a fan of the company. But if you don't have a massive engaged audience of existing customers, then your product launch videos probably won't get a lot of views. If Apple posts a product launch video, a lot of people will watch it because a lot of people like Apple. But bear in mind, even with Apple, the people watching this product launch video are probably already existing customers. Unless you have a product that is so incredibly mind-boggling that people flock from all around the world to watch it. But most likely, no offense, your product isn't so unique and mind-blowing that people will flock from everywhere just to watch the product launch advert. All right, now you might be saying, but product launch adverts is how we get customers. There are some companies that have pulled it off and done it well. Here are the examples. We have Old Spice and Dollar Shave Club. 28 million views, 62 million views. Now they pulled it off and they did a really, really good job. But I also want to point out they were 14 years ago and 12 years ago. Back then, the competition for making good content the bar was just very low. There wasn't that much good YouTube content compared to nowadays when a mind-blowing video is uploaded every minute, every second. So there's just a lot more competition nowadays. And yes, some companies have managed to pull it off nowadays, such as Liquid Death that did this 2 years ago and got 8 million views. Yes, they managed to do it, but it doesn't happen enough for it to be an actual viable strategy for YouTube. All right, so now that we know that this is your YouTuber funnel for companies posting on YouTube, let's talk about that. Now, first off, you might be saying, no, that doesn't work for us. We're B2B. Or no, that doesn't work for us because we're B2C. It works for both. Let's just go through a few examples so you can see companies that are doing it well on YouTube. So we have Duolingo here. Here we have the awareness. I mean, this here, you wouldn't even know that this is a Duolingo video. This here is posted on Duolingo. It looks like an advert for TV. That's the whole point. It's a funny video. So the whole goal here is just purely awareness. I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny. Cool. I'm going to remember them. I remember that company now. Then this video's goal here, how Duolingo changed my life, that is conversion. So I might go from watching this to then watching this. This is making me aware that it exists, or it's reminding me if I already know what Duolingo is. After that, I might watch this video here, how Duolingo changed my life, and now it's converting me into becoming a Duolingo user, to actually purchasing it. Now, after I've purchased Duolingo, comes the second funnel. So I go to the top of this funnel, which is product launch videos. So this one was posted 9 hours ago, which was very convenient for me. Introducing Duolingo Adventures. It is showing me a new feature that Duolingo has. And then at the bottom of that funnel, we have tutorials, which is how milestones and badges work on Duolingo. Okay, cool. Another example here in the B2B. So that was B2C. This is B2B. So Score app. Hi, Daniel Priestley. If you're watching this, I am a big fan. Okay, so this here is awareness. So 10 business lessons with Ali Abdaal and Daniel Priestley. Nothing to do with Score app whatsoever. I'm going to watch this. By the way, it's posted on the Score app channel. I'm going to watch this and then just become aware of Score app. Like, oh, Score app, it's a thing. I'm interested. And obviously this video here is very targeted. So the target audience would be interested in Score app. They're not just posting random soccer challenges. The Score app target audience would want to know business lessons from Ali Abdaal and Daniel Priestley. So that's why this makes sense. Then let's say they're on the channel and they're watching this content. It's an hour long. So they're like, wow, that was really good. Now they might go into a conversion video. So I made millions with this lead generation tool. So a few of the people who watch this will now watch this and they're like, oh, what's this? And this here is acting as a conversion tool. The whole goal of this video here is to convert you into becoming a Score app user. Now, let's say that this video is successful with that. I now become a Score app user and now it takes me to the top of this funnel, the actual existing customers funnel. So I might watch something at the top of this funnel, like Score App's biggest update. So these are the product launch and feature kind of videos. So Score App's biggest update. Cool. I might watch that. And then at the bottom of that funnel, we have tutorials. So Score App, AI Builder, the new sales and marketing assistant demo. Cool. So we can see it works for B2C like Duolingo, and it works for B2B like Score App. Another example, Instantly AI, top of funnel, then conversion, then product launch, and then tutorial. Cool. That is a B2B thing as well. Hope that makes sense. Another example, a B2C. Here we have Patagonia. So top of funnel, awareness, then conversion. Look at our jackets. They're really cool. You should buy one. Then product launch. Here, look at this new thing. Then tutorial. This is how to fix it. So as you can see, it even works for clothing companies. Okay, another example. We have Weber barbecues. Top of funnel, easy grilled lobster with garlic butter. Then conversion. Which Weber should I buy? Then product launch. Hey, look, we've got more barbecues out. And then a tutorial, how to use this Weber saucepan. So I hope you're understanding the point here. That is the funnel, and is really, really important for you to understand that, because it will change the strategy that you're doing on YouTube. Now, you might be saying, that's a lot of information. I just want to know, how do I get views? Okay, so you understand the funnel now. All of these here make up the funnel, and that's really important to understand. But how do we now actually get people to watch these? So that's the next question. Well, there are only two ways to get people to watch a video on YouTube. Okay, let's go through them. And you might be saying, if I can't have my logo in the thumbnail, then why would someone click on the video? People on YouTube are not watching your video because you have a logo in your thumbnail. That is not the reason that people watch this. There is a fundamental misunderstanding of how people interact and use YouTube. People are not clicking it because they like a company's logo or because they recognize a logo of a company and they're like, I know that brand. That's not why people click. People do not click on a thumbnail because of a logo. People click because of a video's concept. You are clicking on a video, and every single person on YouTube is clicking because they like the concept of the video. That is why they are clicking. And it is fundamental for you to understand that. So now that you understand that the concept is the most crucial part, the next question is, how do you show what the concept is? Well, it comes down to this thing called packaging. So YouTube packaging is made up of a few different components, and it's really two main components: the thumbnail and the title. And YouTubers spend a lot of money and a lot of time into making sure that these two here are absolutely perfect and are fully optimized to get people to click on the video. Not so you see the logo, because this isn't a billboard here. The goal here is to get people to actually click on it. So the packaging here, the thumbnail and the title need to work in unison to get people to click on the video. That is the goal. So now you're thinking, okay, so I understand I have to have a good concept, and then that concept has to be shown with a really good thumbnail and a really good title. Your next question is, how does the packaging get shown to more people? Well, that comes down to the only two ways that you're going to get views on YouTube. Now, yes, you can get views outside of YouTube and then bring people onto YouTube, but that's not your goal, because then you have to have another lead generation source in order to funnel people to YouTube. And our goal here is to get people organically on YouTube. Okay, cool. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so how do we get organic views on YouTube? There are two ways, and those ways are either through suggested or through SEO. They are the only two ways that someone is going to see your company's YouTube video. Let's go through what suggested is. When someone is scrolling through the YouTube home feed, or they're watching a YouTube video and they see all of these suggested videos on the side, that is what suggested is. YouTube is a very, very smart algorithm, and it's thinking, okay, I think I understand this person. I think they would like this video. I think they'd like this video. They might like this video. YouTube is doing its best job to show every single person the exact videos that they are likely to click on. That is the entire goal of YouTube. YouTube wants to keep people on the platform for as long as possible. And in order for people to stay on YouTube for as long as possible, we have to be watching content that we like. So YouTube's whole entire mission is just to get you to watch videos that you like. So YouTube is trying to suggest and say, hey, you might like this, you might like this, you might like this. So YouTube's algorithm is just trying to figure out you as an individual. And then if it thinks that, yeah, I think this person will like this video, it's going to suggest it like this. It's going to put it on the YouTube home screen for that individual. If you're not a big YouTube user, Every single person has a completely different YouTube home screen. And if you refresh it, you're going to get new videos, and refresh it, you're going to get new videos. And it's going to be an absolutely endless list of videos that YouTube thinks specifically you would enjoy. Now that we understand that, here is a company that is doing a really fantastic job of that. Red Bull here have created these two here. Now this is suggested. I'm not going to search this up. I don't think anyone has ever searched F1 drivers drift hovercraft in the desert. It's unlikely you're going to search for something that specific. So these 2.5 million viewers have come from being suggested this video. So YouTube thought, okay, this person here, they're watching a lot of driving content, or they're watching a lot of challenge content. I think they would like this video. So then it's suggesting it and saying, hey, I'll put this on the home screen for you. I think you should watch it. You might enjoy it. So that's where those 2.5 million viewers came from. And same thing with this one here, 16 million views. No one is searching for F1 car versus MotoGP bike versus rally car ultimate drag race. No one is searching for that. YouTube is suggesting it to people because YouTube thinks, hey, I think you're going to enjoy this video. That is how they are getting these views. So how does this video then get shown to more people? It's down to a lot of metrics, but honestly, the main metric you need to think about is the average view duration. When someone starts watching this video here, how long do they watch the video? If they only watch it for 2 seconds, then YouTube's going to be like, you know what, this is clearly not a very good video, because when people click on it, they don't stick around for a long time. So then it's probably not a very good video. But if people watch the entire 5 minutes and 41 seconds, YouTube's going to be like, whoa, this is a really good video. Everyone that clicks on this seems to stay for a really long time. I'm presuming it's quite a good video. And then YouTube feels confident to suggest it to more people because it's thinking, hey, if this guy enjoyed it and he watched the entire thing, then this person here, they'll probably also enjoy the video. That's how YouTube is working. So you really need to think and study the average view duration of your YouTube content if you are going down the rabbit hole of creating content that is going to get suggested. That is the main metric you need to think about. Now you might be saying, but I searched up online and I should respond to comments. Do you need to respond to comments? You don't need to at all. It has minimal, if not no impact on if you're actually going to be shown to more people. That's a very old-fashioned way of thinking. I still recommend you do, just because it's nice. If someone says, hey, this is really funny, and you say, thanks, I don't know, that's quite nice. But it won't have a big impact, if any impact, on if it's going to be shown to more people. All right, now the second strategy here is SEO. If you don't know what SEO stands for, it means search engine optimization, which is fancy talk for showing up high when someone searches for something. So if I search for something on Google, your goal, if you have good SEO, you're going to show high up on that. And the same thing with YouTube. If I search for something on YouTube, your goal, if you have good SEO, is to show up high on that search list. I hope that makes sense. So here's an example of a company doing really good SEO videos. We have Home Depot. How to replace a kitchen faucet with a single handle. How to run/fish electrical wire through walls and ceilings. 3.2 million views, 2.7 million views. I'm not saying these thumbnails are great. There's definitely stuff I would change, but they have really good SEO here. This is what someone is searching for. And just as an example, I actually looked this up. How to replace a kitchen faucet. 3,600 people per month in the US alone search for that. So if you come up first for that, that is quite a lot of people that are going to be watching that video or potentially watching that video. So here's another example from Chewy. How to stop a puppy from crying at night. 700,000 views. How to give a cat a pill. 1.9 million views. This is stuff that people are searching for. And remember, YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. So if I want to know how do I stop my puppy from crying at night, if I search for that and this comes up first, all of a sudden, I am now watching a Chewy video. That is so valuable to the brand of Chewy. And the same thing here, how to give a cat a pill. If I've searched for this term and I watch a video by Chewy and it's telling me exactly how to do it, I'm going to now be aware of Chewy if I wasn't already aware. And I'm also going to like Chewy more because I'm like, hey, Chewy solved one of my problems. I didn't know how to give my cat a pill, and now I do know how to do that. Thanks, Chewy. I now like Chewy. That's how the brand awareness works. Now, they might not be selling you something in that video. It might not be a conversion video, but I am aware of it, and now I like the brand more because it is fixing my problem. Okay, so you're like, SEO, that's a really good strategy. Now you might be thinking, how does SEO videos get shown to more people? Well, it comes down to keywords and the actual script and a bunch of other stuff as well, metadata and that, but also watch time. So even if you're doing an SEO video, YouTube is still like, are people actually watching this the whole way through? So if this video here, for example, if people stop watching for 2 seconds or 3 seconds, then YouTube's going to be like, well, this isn't a very good video. People click away almost immediately. Clearly, it's a bad video. So then YouTube isn't going to want to put it high up in the list when you search for how to give a cat a pill. It wants to show people videos that are actually useful. And how does YouTube know if it's a useful video? If people stick around and actually watch the whole thing, or if they watch a large portion of the video. So even if you're not doing a spectacle video like the Red Bull ones, you still need to think about watch time. The average view duration is really, really important. You also want to think about the keywords. So these here have fantastic keywords. People are searching for how to stop my puppy crying at night and how to give a cat a pill. Great keywords there. But another thing, YouTube is actually reading the script that you have. So in this video right now, as I'm talking, YouTube is getting a transcript of this video and it's thinking, what is this guy talking about? Okay, he's talking about YouTube, he's talking about companies on YouTube, he's talking about thumbnail design, and YouTube is using my actual script, the actual words I'm saying, to figure out what I'm talking about. So it knows, should I actually rank this high up on YouTube when someone searches for a specific term? And why does it want to do that? Because then you're going to keep coming back to YouTube, because then you know it's a reliable source for information. Because when you search for stuff on YouTube and it shows you videos that are useful, then I'm going to think every time I have a problem, I'm going to search for it on YouTube, which I pretty much do. So that's how that works. Here is an example, by the way, by Instantly AI, doing both the suggest strategy and the SEO strategy. So they're a B2B company, and I just wanted to show this example. They have the suggest content, Alex Hormozi's $100 million cold email strategy. So the target audience of Instantly AI, they know who Alex Hormozi is. He's a very famous person in the world of entrepreneurship and business on YouTube. Think of Richard Branson or Tim Cook or whatever business person you want. He is someone like that. So the target audience knows this person and they're thinking, what is Alex Hormozi's $100 million cold email strategy? They won't have searched for it. They're not searching Alex Hormozi's $100 million email strategy. But if they're being suggested this video, they're like, yeah, I do actually want to know that. And then we have their SEO strategy, how to connect GoDaddy domain to Google Workspace tutorial. Now, another thing I want to point out here. So this is really good SEO. This is what people are searching for. They're searching for connecting GoDaddy domain to Google Workspace. Now, another thing just to drive home my point of not having your logo in the thumbnail. This is by Instantly AI. Not only do they not have their logo in the thumbnail, they have other companies' logos in the thumbnail. And that's because they understand the whole point of this thumbnail is to clearly explain the video's concept. If they had stuck the Instantly AI logo here, I would think as a user or a potential viewer, is this video about Instantly AI or is it about GoDaddy domain and Google Workspace? This here shows it very clearly. So they have completely removed their ego or their brand strategy or whatever you want to call it from the equation here. They are just doing a great job of making it very clear. This is what the video is about. It doesn't even matter that it's posted by Instantly AI. But if I watch this, I'm going to think, hey, I like Instantly AI now. It's that simple. Okay, cool. So now we understand how to get views. It's through suggested and through SEO. Here is kind of a strategy breakdown that is kind of true. Suggested videos can get unlimited views. SEO videos will have limited views. That's because suggested, basically anyone can be suggested a video, where SEO videos are going to be limited to the amount of people that are searching for it. So, for example, how to give a cat a pill. This here isn't going to go viral, really. It's pretty unlikely that it's going to go viral. So it's limited to the amount of people that are searching this per month. Yes, you will have some people here and there that are watching this that haven't searched for it, but most likely a lot of these people here are going to be searching for it. So you're limited to the amount of people that are searching for that term. That is the problem with SEO. Whereas suggested, so that Red Bull example from before, that can spread endlessly. It can get unlimited views. Now, then you're thinking, why don't I just do suggested videos? Well, you have to bear in mind that suggested videos, yes, it will come with unlimited views, but most likely then you'll have a low conversion. And not too many of those people will actually be interested in your company. Red Bull is a low price tag consumable, So it works well for them. It would work well for McDonald's. It would work well for a bunch of other companies. And this could even work for B2B companies. But you just have to bear in mind, you'll have probably a low conversion. Whereas with SEO, yes, you're getting limited views because it's only going to really probably be seen by the people who are searching for it. So for example, if I'm searching for how to clean my glasses, that video's view limit is going to be limited to the amount of people searching how to clean my glasses. Yes, it might be shown to some more people, but the majority of views most likely are going to be the people who are actually searching for it. However, if I search for how to clean my glasses, I will most likely have a pretty high conversion to whatever you're trying to sell me. So if your video is selling a specific spray that cleans my glasses really well, I'm going to have a pretty decent chance of converting, or at least a lot higher chance of converting than if you had just done a random viral video. So these two strategies here come with their pros and cons. So part 5, that's a lot of info. Yes, it is. But hopefully this has been helpful. Here's how to make sense of everything I talked about. Pick the video type. You're going to choose, is this a product launch, a tutorial, brand awareness, or conversion? If you are thinking, I want more views, then do not think about a product launch or a tutorial. These two here are only serving your existing customers. They are pretty much the only people who are going to watch these. Do not think you are an outlier and you will make an advert or a product launch that is so incredibly viral that it will be on the news and talked about forever. The odds of that are 1 in a billion. If you're a company posting on YouTube, you're either thinking we want more awareness of our brand, or you'll do a video that will most likely get less views, but the goal is conversion, so you'll get more customers. Okay, now that you've picked that, step number 2, pick a good video idea. And this video idea will either be a suggest or an SEO. So you understand, okay, we're going to do awareness, and now you're going to understand, is this going to be an SEO thing, or is this going to be a suggest thing? Or you're thinking, let's make a conversion video. Is this either going to be a suggest thing or an SEO thing? Step 3, you're now going to create a clickable thumbnail. This is one of the most important things in your YouTube strategy. It cannot be overlooked. And like we talked about, you're not going to have any branding. This is not a, hey, look at our logo. The goal of your thumbnail is to get the click. And how do you get the click? Just by clearly portraying the video. And people will only click that video if you have a good idea. Hence, that is the step before. And now you want people to watch as much of that video as possible. And how are you going to do that? You're going to do that by creating a good video. Because the higher the average view duration, aka higher the watch time is, YouTube is going to feel comfortable suggesting it to more people, showing it to more of your target audience. That is how YouTube works. Now, if you want any help with any of this, you can email me. My email is in the description. If you're thinking, hey, you didn't mention brightness or saturation, every other person talks about that. That's because that is terrible advice. It's generic. If you want to learn about that, I have a video right here that you might enjoy. If you want my help, email me. If not, click here. Thanks so much for watching.